Welcome to A Double
and
Dice
with your host Kim.
and Jocelyn.
Pour your favorite beverage
Pull up a comfy chair.
because we are ready to roll.
Dear gentlest reader, welcome to episode 118 of A Double and Dice. And before we get into our series, we are going to jump to the dice bag first, I believe.
That sounds very genteel, Kim.
I tried. I wish I had an accent when I did that.
Well, you'll have to practice for next time.
Oh, I don't know if I have an English accent. I don't know if I can do it for very long.
Well, you don't have to do it for very long. You only have to do it for like a sentence.
That's a long time. Maybe I should go like one of those, like learn how to speak with an English accent or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's got to be an app.
Sure, it has to be, or a YouTube video.
Something. So we're going to start with the dice bag today. We're flipping up the episode. We're doing things backwards. And the reason we're going to do that is because all of our content in the dice bag today primarily is about our last episode. So we're going to do that first. So we only heard from people through Discord and verbal person-to-person conversations this time. And we had some conversation in our Double and Dice podcast convo channel on our dmNorthTV Discord area. And that was a message from Jackalope Spam, who said the original Obscure was Angel from AVX. So, Kim, I'm disappointed you didn't know this.
I can't remember that.
But it's the first set you completed.
Yeah, but I'm not going to remember words written on cards. I don't remember what happened 2 seconds ago.
I don't even own any AVX, I don't think.
You have some.
I might have some, but not a lot. Rob has most of it.
I can't remember. I can't remember text on cards.
Angel, 2-cost shield. Looks like the rare from this picture. And it's Angel Soaring. If you used an action die this turn, Angel cannot be blocked. So there you go.
There you go.
The original Obscure was not, as we had ascertained, the one from the Yuan-Ti Pureblood. It was actually Angel. It just took them about 1,800 other sets before they decided to do it again, and then they keyworded it. So
there you go.
And Collector Rob said, "Ooh, great call."
See? Well, Nick is like a walking Dice Master's Bible.
Yeah, that's why he's the judge.
I'm nowhere near that.
I also heard from Nick, as I sometimes do, he added me at Discord. You can at me at JoStitch, JOCE Stitch. You can at Kim too at SuperK. No one ever ats you, Kim.
No, people don't. I mean, I'm a little hurt. I mean, Nick could like talk to both of us, you know. Because Discord has like 2 people chats.
Mm-hmm. It's entirely possible.
Yeah, Nick.
I'm reminded of an episode of Rollin' Thunder from many, many years ago, like 3 maybe. And Arj and Lucan were talking, and Lucan was like, "No one ever emails me. They only ever email my dad." So I sent him an email, and then he didn't reply to me. And I was like, okay, well, maybe this is why people don't email you, Lucan. And then, like,
wait, is it separate emails?
They had Arj at RollinThunder.xyz
okay.
or whatever, and Lucan at RollinThunder.xyz. So I emailed Lucan. And so anyway, a year goes by. I hear nothing. They stopped doing the podcast for a while. Arj had a medical thing happen. He's better now. They did another podcast. And then finally, Lucan brings it up on the podcast that I had pity emailed him. And I was like, I didn't pity email you, but you're right. Like, not everybody emails your dad. So why didn't I email you? So I emailed him something. And it wasn't just like hey, I'm sending you an email because you don't get emails. Like, I actually had a question and he never answered it. So there you go. If you at Kim, she will message you back. I promise.
Oh, like instantly.
Yeah, 100%. So. But in the meantime, I heard from Nick through private message. And he said, what a huge episode. And he followed up with Obscure was good and almost a meta keyword. It works really well with the front line or Avengers ID card, anything to buff off those unblockable characters. Again, one of those things that you and I didn't necessarily think of. The front line is a basic action. It's a 5 cost, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And basically, it's like your unblockable characters get like +4 or something. It's crazy. Front unblocked attacking character dice gain +3A until end of turn. And that has a global that says pay a fist, target opposing character die can't block this turn unless your opponent pays 1 life. So that's it. And then Avengers ID card was from Avengers Infinity campaign box.
It was pretty much in the word there.
Yeah. And which one is it? Looks like it's probably making it official. Your Avengers character dice get +2A and +2D until end of turn. So I guess it could work with any of them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the one I would focus on if we're looking to buff characters. But then they'd have to be Avengers to get the buff. So
yeah.
And then I replied to Nick and I said, part of me wishes I could come up with these combos for the podcast, but the other part is glad that I don't, so that we get people like you writing in. Because our episodes would be a lot shorter if we didn't have a dice bag.
Probably.
We then got some rapid takes. Are you ready?
All right.
Hot takes, rapid fire. The Bridgerton music was great. Shooty is very confident in his role as the Doctor. He asked if we'd seen the Bridgerton episode of Doctor Who yet. Might have been the best of the season. I have seen that.
Wait, was it in Bridget? It was in Doctor Who?
Yes, it was a
Bridgerton. I don't watch Doctor Who. Remember this
episode? Well, you could watch it.
I need to know the season and actual episode number, and I'll try to find it.
I can help you with that. You have Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus in Canada, so I'll send it to you. New episode segment. Jocelyn and Kim learn to play random TCGs.
We do.
I know, that's what we're doing. We just haven't named it yet. Is that the name of it? J and K learn to play random TCGs. It's too wordy.
Yeah.
We need another suggestion. The banner is for Force Grey. So the banner on the card that we didn't know what it was, it's Force Grey. And then he finished with Hitch is a character from D&D Live Play, just like the rest of the Force Grey characters. Tarish Umbaker plays Hitch during the series. I butchered that name. I'm sorry. And is also a main character on Ghosts. The wife and I just watched D&D episode of Ghosts where this character's D&D character was named Hitch. It was a pleasant Easter egg that I had to explain to my wife. So there you go.
So does this mean that Nick likes Bridgerton?
Yes. He also said Bridgerton is pretty good. That was part of the rest of the conversation.
So yeah, he watches Bridgerton.
There's nothing wrong with Bridgerton. Watching Bridgerton is fine. It's an excellent show.
Except my sister can't get into it. She says it's too boring. It's weird. I mean, usually we like the same shows.
Everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's about where the use pile is on the Dice Master mat. Then you're just wrong if it's not on the bottom.
Hey, so, the bot still tells us the right way.
What's our topic today?
So continuing on our keyword series, which you'll learn to do an English accent at one point. We are going to do another keyword today. We're going to cleave.
Are we going to split it?
We're going to split it.
All right. Cleave. Cleave says, if a die with cleave attacks and KOs a blocking character die with combat damage, they deal half of their attack, rounded down, to another character die your opponent controls as combat damage, only once. And this came from the D&D set, the second one, I think. So, if we go to rollandthunder.xyz and type on the Team Builder link, click on, we type the word cleave in, how many cards do we get, Kim?
Dun, 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 dun. 2.
2. From 2 different sets.
Yes.
So let's go with the oldest one first.
Mm-hmm.
And that is from Faerun Under Siege, which was the second D&D set. Half Orc Barbarian Lesser Harper. Nick, you'll have to tell us what this banner is.
The moon one? The moon shield one? I can't even tell what that is.
It's a 4-cost fist with experience keyword, which we've already talked about. It's also, I think that's the good symbol, right? I always thought
think so.
I've always thought it was weird that the good symbol was white and the neutral symbol was green. But anyway,
I guess white's pure. Green,
I
it should
guess.
have been red. I guess.
Well,
isn't
red is evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, chaos. And then it has the equip icon. And this character has all of the grand text of cleave with the reminder text. If this character attacks and KOs a blocker, deal half damage rounded down to another character your opponent controls. And his stats are 022, 133, 243.
I mean, stats are okay to deal. I mean, you probably like get off like sidekicks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
With his damage.
If you wanted to do this, you've got to force a block. Right? So that force block that we just talked about on the front line, force something in to block it so that it gets KO'd, and then you can deal half of your A to the other character. But I mean, half of the A rounded down, I think it said.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
So 3, half of that would be 1, right? So a 3 would be a 1, so...
Yeah, so basically it's 1, 1, and 2 that you can do with this character. So you KO something with a 2, 3, 4... And then you can either do 1, 1, or 2 damage to something else, depending on what level you're on.
Yep.
Which is not great.
No.
Unless you buff to this character.
Yes, unless you buff it. Mm-hmm. The other character is not bad, but his cost is crazy.
Tell me, Kim.
From the WWE set, Triple H, Pedigree, 7 cost shield.
Ouch.
So he has Overcrush.
That part's good.
Yeah. And Cleave. So just 2 keywords there. His stats are 155, 256, and 267.
So that's better because you're doing half of 5 would be 2, I guess, if we round down.
Yeah, rounded down.
So 2, 2, and 3. Plus, you're overcrushing. So, like, if you force blocked, say, a sidekick into it, you're going to overcrush for 4 or 5, and then you split half of the damage that you dealt to that sidekick. So 2, 2, or 3 to another die, which is potentially going to KO it.
So that's not too bad, but 7 cost.
I mean, it's not that hard to get to a 7 cost. It's depending on your build and what age you're building in. Like I could reliably get to my Thor, which was a 6 cost, as recently as last year when I played at Gen Con. I could reliably get to my Thor turn 2. Getting to the 7 cost was a little bit trickier because there was something that was a 7 cost. What was it? Barry Allen, maybe? The Flash?
Yeah, the one that everybody liked, but it was too expensive.
Yeah. That one.
Let's see.
Flash. It was Barry Allen.
I'm pretty sure it was. It was a Barry Allen or the Flash?
Yeah. No, Barry Allen, Master of the Speed Force, rare, 7 cost fist, Justice League. So to get to the 7 cost reliably, you had to go second, and even then it might not work. But with the 6 cost, you could go first or second, and you could reliably get to it. So 7 is it's a little bit more difficult, but it's not out of the realm of possibility to get it.
No.
Turn 2. You just can't consistently draw it turn 3. I think that's what it was. You had enough energy to buy, but you didn't have enough energy to reset your bag to buy the 7 cost. So there's a risk that you don't get it till turn 4, which sometimes was too late. So, but in this case, if you're playing that card, the Triple H Pedigree, you're probably okay with not getting it until
you could probably wait.
It could be a late game thing.
Again, you could buff him too. Really, he does have Overcrush.
Obviously.
So yeah, only 2.
But it's too many qualifiers. You have to KO the blocking character die with combat damage. You have to be attacking, so it only happens on your turn. It doesn't happen on your opponent's turn. And you can only do it once per turn. From the sounds of this, right? With a die, if a die with cleave attacks and KOs a blocking character die with combat damage, they deal half their A rounded down to another character die your opponent controls as combat damage only once.
Only once per character?
Oh, you know what? It's probably only once per die. What it's saying is, this is what I think it's saying. If the cleave damage KO'd something else, it doesn't hopscotch off that.
Oh, right? Yeah. It's not like a what do they call it? A trickle effect or whatever? Or...
Exactly. It's not a trickle effect. It's the cleave damage is not combat damage. It's ability damage. That's what it's saying. In language as such that didn't exist at the time. If you read the comprehensive rulebook now, it talks about combat damage versus ability damage. So I could see how someone could interpret it as I KO'd a blocking die with combat damage. I dealt half my A rounded down to another character die. That's now damage. That was part of my combat phase. So now I get to do it again and again. It doesn't work that way.
No. But it says also you have to KO a blocker. So
yes,
you're not really KOing the blocker. Well, the other one that you're doing damage to.
I mean, if it was blocking you.
Yes.
If it was like a dual block situation.
Yes. It's interesting. It definitely does. Its name is splitting, so it's doing two things.
Yep, it is.
It is interesting though. Would I ever play a 7 cost for that?
I mean, it's Overcrush too.
Yeah, but then you would want like a couple of them out there. That's where you kind of want to go with the 4 cost, but
yeah,
there's not much damage there again, unless you buff it or whatever.
If you're paying all that money to buff it, then why wouldn't you just get a bigger die in the
True.
first place?
You could even flip his stats on Triple H. There are globals that flip it, so then he'll become a still 5, 6, 7 though,
which would get you a 3, 3, 4.
So, well, 3, 3, 3.
Oh right, 7 is it's half rounded down
instead of a 2, 2, 3.
Why are we rounding down?
I don't know. It should be rounded up, but I guess it's too powerful.
I don't think it's too powerful.
Yeah, so you could flip that. I mean, you get it a 1 extra, but who knows?
What else would you build with this, Kim?
If I was going with the Overcrush one?
Well, with either of them. Like, which one would you pick? You're saying you prefer the 4 cost?
I think you can get a lot more out there with it, but I like Overcrush, so I would go with the 7, but then I don't have to put so many things on my team just to make it work.
Yeah, you're going to need double prep.
Yeah.
Possibly triple prep. Triple prep for Triple H.
It'll mostly be like all globals.
Yeah.
On that team. Just to make it do it. And you probably need like 2. You would have to buy like 2 at some point.
Yeah.
Unless you have another Overcrusher, like a low cost Overcrusher or something. I don't know.
I mean, you could build it with Spark because Triple H has 2 bursts face.
That is true.
So we could spark something happening with Triple H.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, but I don't know. You're right. It could be just a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't think that I've ever played with this particular card. Obviously, I'm familiar with it. I remember when the cleave keyword came out in WWE because everyone was like, oh my gosh, this is a D&D keyword that we only saw once before. And now it's in WWE. So now I've seen it twice. Woohoo, twice.
Yeah.
But I guess in set, you would have, in the WWE set, you'd have the Becky Lynch global to help you prep the die. But again, that's another cost you'd have to pay. It'd have to be the first die you purchase, and it has to be a shield, right? The Becky Lynch global. The first die you purchase this turn is prepped instead of put into your use pile.
Yeah.
So then you got to find 8 energy or the equivalent of 8 energy. It's a lot.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think. I'm looking to see if I can cleverly here see if there was an angel out there. You know, I'm throwing up quotes now.
Cleverly.
Out of wording, but not exactly saying cleave. I can't find it. So maybe it was one of its own.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there was. I think this is something that they just brought in the D&D set to give it a try, and it didn't really get a lot of traction. Hence, we didn't see any more.
Yeah.
And if you're a wrestling fan, then maybe there's a reason that Triple H has this. Maybe there's like some kind of thematic reason for wrestling acting stuff happening.
Triple H? I don't know. Maybe Triple H is...
I don't follow wrestling.
I don't know anything about it.
I watched some of it like in the 80s and early 90s.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, with like Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a time, maybe in the early 2000s, where I saw a little bit of wrestling, but not enough to know anything about what's going on. I am very out of the wrestling loop.
Yeah, and I can't believe it's still going on to this day.
Mm-hmm. Do we have anything else on Cleve, Kim?
No. I think that's it.
Me too. Do we have anything in our unnamed segment about Jocelyn and Rob playing... No, not Jocelyn and Rob. You're Kim. Jocelyn and Kim playing random TCGs?
I have not played... Well, thanks to you.
Oh, am I in trouble?
I'm very addicted to the stupid Arena app.
It is pretty good.
Magic app.
It's a good app.
Yeah. I play it like religiously right now.
Yeah. Did you get through all the training missions?
Yes. I'm like into playing other people now.
I still haven't finished all the training missions.
I'm like ranking up.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, Kim.
I've been playing this Dino Dragons deck that I've been playing. Like that is my deck I've been playing. Cool. And you get used to all the cards and stuff like that.
Did you get your Assassin's Creed stuff yet?
No, because they don't have a commander deck.
But you could still buy cards. There's got to be like a starter or something.
I think there was a starter. I can't remember. Like those starter kits, whatever they call them.
Yeah. There's got to be something.
Don't they give you like 2 decks or something that are like done or made or something?
Well, I mean, a commander deck is a deck that's done. I don't know. I don't know enough about
Let's
Magic.
see. Magic Assassin Creed products. I'm a little disappointed it didn't have a commander deck.
Mm-hmm.
But the new one's coming out does.
Bloodborne?
Mm-hmm. Was that the name of it?
Or something?
No. Bloodborne.
Bloomborough?
Bloomborough.
Bloomborough.
Oh, there's another one coming out. Duskmorn House of Horror and Foundations. They announce every, 3 months?
There's something new every month.
Every month?
Every month.
Wow.
I think it was 3 months where they don't. Yeah, so here I'm seeing something that says English Starter Kit.
Starter Kit. Let's see what this... Can I see details on this?
I think it says 2 decks.
It looks like it. Best way to learn the game. 2 decks. But I don't know how many cards are in that deck.
They'd be smaller decks. They'd be 40 card decks, probably. 50 card decks.
You mix the 2 and make your 160 deck, right? 60 cards is a regular deck, right?
In a draft, it's 40, and then after that, I don't know.
What's this? A bundle thing. Ooh, you get a special die.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked up a bundle for one of the sets. And Rob picked up one, too.
For Assassin's Creed?
No.
Oh.
No. I don't remember. Caverns of Ithcan or something.
Ooh, this House of Horror thing looks like Cyberpunk.
I do like, what do we call it? Bloomborn? The new
Bloodborne?
No, Bloomborn. Bloomborn?
Is that what you said? I thought you said Bloodborne, which, by the way, is a board game.
Yeah. Whatever's coming. I also said Bloomberry, so. Bloomborough.
Yep.
Yeah, the art on that one looks kind of cool.
Okay, so there's commander decks for this horror one. There's commander decks for this Bloomborough one. And Foundations looks old school. November.
So are you enjoying playing Magic on Arena then, if you're playing it religiously?
Yeah, I do. I do enjoy it. I must say some of the games are good. Challenging. Mm-hmm. Back and forth, really close. And some games, the person is just doing so much things and enchanting this and tokening this and doing this that I get so bored, I just quit the game. It just bores me and annoying just to watch all this happen.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, you win, bye. I'm just going to concede.
Yeah.
It just bores me. I sit there bored, and I'm just like, I'm just going to sit here. I just might as well go into another game.
Yeah.
But not a lot are like that. But, yeah, I just give up on those games. I just sit there and just get bored of it.
Well, you want to have fun.
Yeah.
Which generally means you want to play the game. So in the random TCG category, I played some Star Wars Unlimited this weekend.
Nice.
Rob and I went to a draft for the new set, Shadows of the Galaxy, that just came out. And it was only 4 people, and the other 2 people had a lot more experience than both of us. I won my round against Rob, and then I lost my other 2 rounds, but that's fine. We drafted some cards. It was fun. They've introduced some new mechanics in the second set that didn't exist in the first one, like smuggle and something else. I can't remember what it was. So smuggle is kind of neat. So like, you know how with Lorcana and also with Star Wars, because I've mentioned it, just any card can be put down as a resource. Unlike Magic, where you need like your lands.
Mm-hmm.
So smuggle lets you take, like if you put a card down as a resource, if you have enough resources in play, you can pull it out of your resource pile and play it. And then you replace it in your resource pile with the top card of your deck. So you're bringing a card in. You're still paying for it and everything. You still have to have the resources to do it. But it's sort of like a surprise. You're pulling it out of your resource pile. So it's kind of neat. I didn't do any of it because I wasn't sure I could wrap my head around it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I did okay, though. I mean, my trick for drafting games I don't really know, it's the same trick I did when I played Magic the first couple of times, is look for stuff that's low cost.
Yeah, that
Low
you can
cost
afford.
with- Yeah, that you're going to be able to afford to put out and can do something with. And then if it has an ability, like with Magic, I was looking for things that had flying, because flyers can only be blocked by flyers in Magic. So I was looking for flying things. That's how I sort of did my Magic draft. With Star Wars, I was looking for things that had the right colors, because the colors are important in Star Wars. If you have something that's the wrong color, it doesn't match the color of your leader or your base, you have to pay 2 extra resources to play it. So I just kind of drafted by cost and color. I did okay. I found some cool cards.
Yeah, so you draft based on, ooh, I got a really good one, and then low cost.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. So yeah, it was fun. It was a nice Sunday afternoon activity. We got 3 games in. We also opened the pre-release kits. We each got a pre-release kit for the game from Rob's local comic book store, which kind of, it gives you like 6 boosters, some promo cards, a couple of things like that, tokens, etc., to get you ready for the release. And then we opened those cards on a Twitch stream over on the Dice Station Zebra Twitch channel.
Nice.
And that's it in my TCG life.
Yeah, I haven't played Lorcana in a while, actually.
For HeroClix, we had the release of our new set, Deadpool Weapon X. So I went to the release event. I ran the release event for that. And then Rob and I have started our sealed game series over on youtube.com/Dice Station Zebra. But also Canadian Nationals is coming up for HeroClix. I am not a competitive HeroClix player. I've said this before, but I am planning to go to Nationals, and I will put a team together. So I'm actually in the midst of building a team right now.
You're actually going to play competitive?
Yeah, I played last year. I sucked. I came in like 3rd last or something, 2nd last. But yeah, I'm gonna play in the Swiss rounds. So I'm building a team right now. I pulled a cool figure out of my Deadpool Weapon X stuff that I'm going to build around. So I'm in the midst of building that team right now, and I'm hoping to play test it this Thursday at the local game store.
Nice.
Where it will probably lose. But that's okay.
Well, you know how to fix it.
No. No, I don't. I have a couple of ideas. I still have some stuff to play around with, but competitive HeroClix is not really my jam. I'm going to play the best I can with my team. It'll be fun. And then I'm going to get, knocked out of Swiss, and then I'm going to play Battle Royals. So,
where the fun is.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I want to play around the team. I don't want to go with something that's like completely underpowered, but I am certainly not at the meta level of HeroClix, and I'm fine with that. So that is my story.
Yeah. I mean, since this summer's happened, I really haven't been playing much.
Well,
I haven't really been on the computer much, actually, I should probably say.
So, so this episode is coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is our last episode coming out before Gen Con.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to be playing any TCGs at Gen Con?
At Gen Con, I am registered for role-playing games and HeroClix right now. We might see if we can get into a Star Wars Unlimited draft. I might potentially see if I can get into our Lorcana draft. I'm not scheduled for any. It'll just depend on if we have time.
Mm-hmm. Can you show up to those?
You can show up to anything with what they call generic tickets. It's just a matter of whether or not they have space for you.
Right.
So if I have time and the lines aren't too long or whatever, I might just show up and say, hey, can I get in on this draft? And give it a try. So, but the Lorcana events as well as the Star Wars events were not in the catalog at the time that the catalog released. And also at the time, I don't think I was playing Star Wars, and I hadn't tried Lorcana yet, so.
I'm sure Lorcana is probably full.
Oh, everything's full. Like, any of the sort of popular, exciting things are full. Like, even HeroClix is almost sold out, if not entirely sold out. I think they have one event on, I think it's Friday night or Saturday night at the stadium, Lucas Oil Stadium, called the Clicks Bowl, where they're doing like a sealed HeroClix event. And I'd like to do that, but I didn't register for it because it's teams of 3. So that's fine. Rob and I could find someone else to play. But it doesn't start till 8 p.m. So it's going to go till like midnight. That's late for us. So.
And when do they usually close? Or is it 24/7? Or is it?
Gen Con is 24/7.
Okay.
Or, well, 24 for however many days. Starting, I guess, technically Thursday, but there is some stuff on Wednesday. But basically, it's 24 hours from 10 a.m. Thursday until 5 p.m. Sunday. The convention center doesn't close. The stadium doesn't close. They run events at the stadium, role-playing games and all kinds of stuff all night long.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there's like, if you're at the hotels near Gen Con, there's pickup games happening in the hallways and in the lobbies. And one of the hotels has like a dedicated boardroom for gaming that's open 24 hours.
I couldn't do that. He's like, I need to sleep. I need some sleep.
Yeah. No, I go to bed. So, but we also stay off site. So a little quieter.
Mm-hmm.
Away from the hustle and the bustle. So that's the last. This is the last episode we have before Gen Con. So when we come back, Kim, maybe I can provide a Gen Con update.
There you go, the Gen Con episode.
There won't be any Dice Masters though.
No, we could just talk about a sentence about Dice Masters and so
we can talk about anything we want to. What else is on tap, Kim? Anything else you want to chat about today?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Me too. And this is a little bit of a shorter episode, but that's fine. And we just wanted to let all of you listeners out there know that we appreciate you and that we appreciate you downloading our episodes and listening and providing us feedback. It does make us feel good that people are still listening to us. And we hope that we're giving you the Dice Masters content you'd like to hear. But if there's something you'd like to hear that you're not hearing, let us know. And you can let us know in all the usual places, which includes sending us a message on Discord at SuperK, at JoStitch, J-O-C Stitch, joining our dmNorthTV Discord channel, and finding the Double and Dice podcast convo section. You can find us on all the socials, which include Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, Threads, etc. At dmNorthTV. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/dmNorthTV or on Twitch at twitch.tv/dmNorthTV, where Kim and Matt generally play board games on Saturday nights. And finally, you can head over to our website at dm-north.com and leave a comment on our episode post, which no one has done in a very long time. So it'd be nice if somebody went over there and did that. So until next time, on a double in dice.